If you are like other online business owners I work with, you're struggling to get leads and sales from your social media posts, but you're making sales posts. You've tried all the kinds of sales posts the gurus tell you to, but nothing works. Am I right? And I know it makes you feel sick, the amount of energy and time you've wasted producing content that just seems to get you nowhere. But just think about the last time you saw a sales post from one of the big names. Was it in social media you saw the sales post? It's interesting, isn't it? And the truth is, unless you've considered your strategy, your customer journey, and how your content meets the needs of your ideal client, you are just copying what you are being told has worked for someone else. And are you really sure that these sales posts are really right for your audience? That's why in this video, we're looking at what you need to do to effectively market your business, yes, yours, using social media so that you can get more leads and sales using social media. Make sure to give this video a like if you take something from it. Hit subscribe and the bell to get notified of new videos every Tuesday. Hey, I'm Karen, creator of the Content Mapping Method program that helps online business owners get more leads and sales and authority from social media without it taking up all of their time. When I was first starting out my first business, I was overwhelmed by what to say on what platform, and I tried all the templating systems for post design, caption templates, story templates, and I just got so frustrated because nothing seemed to work until I figured out this one thing. Marketing is not selling. And I want you to think about your ideal client right now. Hopefully you know which social media platforms they use. Okay, and then I want you to think about what your ideal client is doing on that platform when they encounter your content. So if they see a post with hashtags on, this may appear in their explore feed or as they're scrolling, and they may have never come across you before ever. Or they may be a follower and be one of the few that gets shown your posts. But if you are that person who has never seen your content before and you're presented with a sales post, what do you think is going to happen? Are they going to click and say, yeah, sure, I'd love to pay you money when I have zero idea who you are? It's doubtful, isn't it? But these so-called template systems are telling you you need to sell and make selling posts. So I get why it happens. But I promise you, there is no magical formula that will sell it for you. And I actually believe these sales posts could hurt potential new followers who come to check out your feed when they see your content, because when they're looking at your feed for the first time, they're looking to see if you are someone they want to follow. And who do you follow on social media? Someone who's actively pushing products and selling, or someone who's adding value to you and whose content you want to see in the future? For me, it would be the person with valuable content. What about you? Do you think your ideal client thinks in a similar way to you? Making these sales posts is not just costing you leads and sales, likes, follows, subscribes. If you aren't posting sales posts, how do you get sales from social media? Well, you give valuable content, the kind of content you would see, engage with, share, and want to see more of. And I'm aware this seems really backwards, right? Giving free value away to make sales, but giving away valuable content that helps our ideal client shows them what we're about, demonstrates our expertise. And when we keep our promises to them, that's when we develop that trust with them. If you want a deeper dive into how to build know, like, and trust, then check out this video that looks like this on my channel. But I want to keep this video on track, so I deliver my promise to you with this video. So let's take a closer look at how you need to use social media to market your online business. For this next section, I'm going to walk you through the customer journey using a diagram for module 1 of the content mapping method, so you can see the role of social media in making a sale for your course, your product, or your service.
So like we said earlier, what is your ultimate objective for your company? For most people, this will be to make sales. So this is a model that I use within the content mapping method. And we're just going to input that sales at the top there, because that's our ultimate aim for our company. That's the objective that we want our company to complete, to hit. So in order to get those sales, we need to help people, because when we make a sale, somebody gives us money in order to receive our help in return. It's a win-win situation. When somebody hands that money, makes that payment, we get the money and they get the value in return, hopefully same or higher value than they're paying you in their money. So what do we need in order to get them to purchase from us? Well, they need to be interested in how we can help them, how our service can help them, because people only pay for things when they believe they're going to get something in return. So those hot leads, as I call them, the people who believe that we can help them, come from warm leads, people who are interested in a solution to a problem that they have, but maybe not sure what exact solution we offer at this point. And those warm leads come from a pool of people that we call here cold leads. And cold leads are people that they're aware that we exist, they're interested in our message and getting help for their problem. Sometimes they may not even be sure what their problem is. They just know maybe they've got a pain and they think that they're interested in what we've got to say. They're interested in our message. And those cold leads come from a audience, so public basically. And these audience, they're unaware. They are stuck. They have a problem. They're not really sure what to do about it. All they know is they're in pain and they are struggling. So from this, you can see that we need to go through a series of steps in order to take people from not knowing of us, not having a clue about who we are, through to buying from us. So I want to be clear, this model here, your company objectives, is about what you want, and it's very focused on you and your company. But what I want to do is align this with what you would see a stereotypical funnel to be, and the customer journey and what the customer wants. So we can present this in this fashion, so flipping it on its head, and this represents your kind of usual funnel that you would see elsewhere. Now, the stages are exactly the same. All we're doing is moving people from one stage to the next. The reason it's represented in this triangle fashion is because at each stage, so say we've got the audience at the top here, then we may get some of those interested in us in something that we post. So if we're posting a post with hashtags attached to it, then we may find that somebody's interested in what we've just posted. And then they like it, or they share it, or they choose to take the next step and take some action. So at this stage, we're talking to people on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, with maybe ads or maybe a blog post. And then we're asking them to take an action to move to that next stage and become part of this cold leads, part of our community, by becoming a follower or subscriber or joining our email list. And to do that, we need to give them content with a call to action. So on the end there, it says action to be taken by the client. And we are using our content, which is going to be represented by this purple arrow. And we are going to ask them at the end of that piece of content to follow or subscribe. And then they become a follower or subscriber or on an email list. And we are going to talk to them in a different way. We're going to talk to them on their level of where they are. So they're aware that we exist and they may not be sure of what their problem is. So we're going to make them aware of what is causing their pain and struggles in their life and explain to them that this problem that they've got is causing that. So to do that, we're going to talk in their stories. We're still going to talk on our feeds. We might have a newsletter. We might be talking in our YouTube community. We might be talking on retargeted ads at this point. But can you see how this first stage here, where we're talking to them about pain or struggle, helps them move then onto that second stage where we are talking to them about the problem rather than just the pain that they are currently in. And what's important to note here is that we're constantly looking for that movement. We're looking for them to go from one stage to the next. So it's always important to bear in mind that the person that you're speaking to in those initial stages is not the same person you're speaking to in those next stage. You know, they may have not been aware at all that they had any kind of issue in that first stage, but we've highlighted their pains and their struggles, and they're saying, oh yeah, I'm feeling that. I want to know more about how I can fix it. And then in that second stage, when we're in maybe a stories, then we're talking about how they can deal with that problem, maybe some hints and tips about how to cure that problem or the first steps to take, or maybe even, hey, come and join my free experience where I'm going to help you take the first step to solving this problem and then move them down that sales funnel so that eventually we move them down into finding out more about our product and our service and our offer and then making that sale because they're aware of what we do and that we can actually help them and they trust us to help them because we've kept our promises to them as we've moved them throughout these different stages through to that sale.
When we have a really clear sales system in place and our social media content feeds into that sales system, then our content naturally repels the people we don't want to be following us because they won't benefit from what we do. When your content is focused on your ideal client's pain and struggle and the problem they are having that they may not even be aware of, your content will naturally attract your ideal client to you. So let me ask you, what pains and struggles is your ideal client experiencing right now? As a result of the problem that you can fix in your course, your coaching, your offer, make a list of them and then make a list of content that makes them aware of why they're experiencing that pain and struggle and the fact it is due to this problem, the problem that you fix in your business. Hopefully you can see how sales posts to a public audience on social media is stopping you getting leads and sales from social media. And you want to help your ideal clients get some small wins through making valuable content so that they begin to get to know you, to like you, and start building trust in you. So to recap, to market your online business using social media, you need to do these 3 things. Stop making sales posts to a public audience and work on attracting your ideal client to your social media channels. Remember that marketing is not selling and that it takes time to build a relationship. And build know, like, and trust over time with your content. Consider where your ideal client is in your sales process and create content that meets them where they are. There is so much more to cover on this. And if you want to know more about using social media to get more leads and sales, then register for the free Repurposeful Content Formula training. The link is in the bio below. I hope you have got a lot from this video. If you have, make sure to like, subscribe for more like this and hit the bell to be notified about new videos each week. Check out these other videos to help your business grow.